Okay, so before I begin today's video, I'd first like to state this. I'm going to be talking about a lot of people's criticisms and critiques about the new format of Undisputed and the claims that they're making about this show. Now, one person in particular, we're going to be talking about Ticket TV. First and foremost, I love Ticket TV's work. Been a huge fan of Ticket TV. There's been a lot of people that came off of Ticket TV panel. They're thriving and flourishing on YouTube, like Mook, Big Tone, Carcino for Life. You know, even though Carcino had his own audience before he got on the panel. There's been a lot of people that, you know, I didn't know they had their own YouTube channel by just simply watching Ticket TV. I subscribed to Ticket TV before any of these guys, and then when I've heard these guys in these live streams and giving their thoughts and their opinions, I instantly subscribe to these guys. Okay, so I love what Ticket TV is doing. Have no issues with Ticket TV. I know there's a lot of people out there that hate on Ticket TV. I think we should just give Ticket TV his flowers. All right, Ticket TV is doing a lot of things, and the Dreamers Pro podcast, I like what he's doing. And Jason Whitlock, he criticized a lot of things about the new format at Fox Sports 1. A lot of people think that I'm a fan of Jason Whitlock because I didn't go with the grain of people, hating on Jason Whitlock because of his viewpoints on politics and the black culture and things of that nature. I'm not saying that he's totally right. What I am saying is about Jason Whitlock, for someone that everyone loves to hate and no one likes him, he continues to get views and he continues to get a paycheck with ESPN, Fox Sports 1, and now he's going independent on his own. It seems like you guys just go to his channel and you just continue to allow this man to eat each and every day. All right. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to be talking about Ticket TV. All right. So Ticket TV came out with a lot of videos critiquing and criticizing the new format at Fox Sports 1. And I'm going to address a lot of things that he said in these videos. All right. Now, this is not a diss video. This is not a hate video. This is not, let's all pile up on Ticket TV type of thing. I'm just critiquing the message, and I'm attacking the message, and I'm not attacking the messenger. All right. So here we go. All right. Marcellus Wiley said some critiques about Ticket TV. We're going to address that a little bit later. So one of the biggest complaints Ticket TV has about the new format that's going on with Undisputed, he said just too many people talking. It's just too many people, too many egos. It's just unorganized, chaotic noise. All right. After watching the first two shows. And when I heard Ticket TV say that, I had to scratch my head because, every time Ticket TV does a live stream, a 2-hour live stream or a 4-hour live stream, doesn't matter how long the duration is, when he does these panels, he'll have like 5, 6, maybe 8 people on the panel. And when they're criticizing a topic or something news related in sports entertainment, you get unorganized noise. You get a bunch of people trying to talk at the same time, over talking other people. You got people that are not making complete, arguments or complete sentences. Sometimes, you're trying to listen to somebody and then somebody jumps in and then the train goes off the rail about that particular topic and they go right into another topic. Okay. But it's kind of funny to me, Ticket TV, that you have a problem with Undisputed and the 4-man set, and you're saying that it's just too many people, but you yourself do live streams with a lot of people. Okay, sometimes it doesn't flow together, but after a while, working alongside one another, you start developing chemistry, and then you start developing, a system, a format. Okay. Now, the difference between Ticket TV and Skip Bayless is going to always have shows with all four of them. But over time, it's going to get better, which, by the way, we talked about that in my video about this possibility. And I told you the solution of this possibility. But, Rome wasn't built in one day. It just takes time. All right. And I feel like it will take time. And I feel like these guys are professional enough, courtesy enough, experience enough, where the chemistry is going to happen with these guys sooner rather than later. Okay. But I just thought that was a weird critique, particularly when you do a lot of live streams with a bunch of guys talking over one another. But however, okay, if that's your critique, that's your critique. All right. The next thing Ticket TV talked about was the ratings. And once again, we talked about this. And he talked about all the ratings are dropping, they're slipping, they're not as good as the ratings with Skip and Shannon. And I remember talking about this, and I definitely talked about this, and I told you guys, I feel like this new quote-unquote dream team, I'm putting my fingers up when I say that Skip Bayless has introduced to the world. I told you guys that this show is not going to be rating wise better than with Skip and Shannon. All right. But I also said, even when they were at their best, when they was at their apex, okay, when they had Skip and Shannon Ticket, did they steal a lot of ratings? Did they have a ratings war with ESPN First Take? No. A long time ago, 7 years ago, a lot of people like yourself, when they introduced Skip and Shannon to the world, a lot of you guys came from that very first show 7 years ago saying that this is clearly a First Take killer. It's not if, but when Undisputed with Skip and Shannon is going to dethrone First Take. Do anyone remember those critiques and comments that a lot of people said, and like Ticket TV, folks like Ticket TV said in their videos and in their live streams? A lot of those videos you're not going to be able to find. And you're going to have to watch hours upon hours of those live streams. When you hear these people, and I've heard these people such as Ticket TV and Carcino for Life, a lot of you guys made this saying that, this is easily the First Take killer. Skip and Shannon is going to dethrone First Take. That was 7 years ago. And I told you 7 years ago, and it's proven to be factual, that at that particular time, when people were invested in satellite and cable TV, there were more people subscribed. ESPN had more subscribers than Fox Sports 1. ESPN was in more households than Fox Sports 1. ESPN had more of a demographic than Fox Sports 1. Okay? When everyone was invested in satellite and cable. Now, a lot of things have transpired. Streaming is the next big thing. You hear a lot of people ditching and pulling the cord of satellite and cable TV. And then you start hearing ESPN is losing subscribers. There was 100+ subscribers that were invested in ESPN. Now they're down to 70 million. Because there's a lot of people out there that's no longer invested in satellite and cable TV. And it's not only just ESPN, it's Fox Sports 1, it's CNN, it's BET, it's MTV, it's all of these shows that get the majority of their money from satellite and cable TV. Now, the difference between ESPN and Fox Sports 1, why ESPN is taking a harder fall losing subscriber wise than Fox Sports 1, because they had the most subscribers than Fox Sports 1. Okay, I thought people could figure that out and put two and two together, but hey, it is what it is. All right. So I said 7 years ago that when they had Skip and Shannon, they were not going to be the First Take killers. I was proven right. And I don't understand why Ticket TV and and these guys are saying that this show isn't as good as Skip and Shannon. All right, I talked about that on today. I talked about that in a video a couple of months ago. All right, I don't think that this new format is heads and shoulders better than the old format, but over time, who knows? All right, and let's get back to the recent announcements of the new people that were hired for Undisputed. You always had Skip, but then they was talking about Rachel Nichols were going to make some segments on Undisputed. Lil Wayne was going to do a weekly segment, one segment a week on Undisputed. Richard Sherman was going to be on Undisputed. You had Keyshawn Johnson joining Undisputed, and you had Michael Irvin. Okay, that's 6 people. Now, all 6 people are not going to be on one show at one time. But that's how many people you got invested in Undisputed. And I did a video a couple of weeks ago explaining each individual's role on Undisputed. All of these individuals are not going to be full-time with Undisputed, with the exception of Richard Sherman. I thought, and I did a video a couple months back when we heard about these hirings. I felt like Richard Sherman is going to be long-term as far as the football season goes with Skip Bayless. Now, today's show, it was a 3-man booth. It was Skip Bayless, Richard Sherman, and Keyshawn Johnson. Now, the talk of the town is Keyshawn Johnson and Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless, out of 5 days a week, they're going to do the show the most. And when football season starts, Michael Irvin is going to be on Mondays and Tuesdays show, okay? And this is their way of competing with First Take when Shannon Sharpe goes on First Take for only Mondays and Tuesdays. So when Shannon Sharpe goes on First Take Mondays and Tuesdays, best believe Michael Irvin is going to be on Undisputed Mondays and Tuesdays, okay? And that's just, people that like Michael Irvin, they're going to watch Undisputed, and people that like Shannon Sharpe is going to be with First Take. Which, by the way, if Ticket TV or anyone else, if you think it's too many people arguing, too many talking heads on Undisputed, I can't wait until we see the new format and the new layout over there at First Take. I just don't see only on Mondays and Tuesdays, Shannon Sharpe and and Stephen A. Smith are just going to be at the table. Okay, we're gonna have to wait and see. I know Ryan Clark is gonna be mixed in there. I know Woody. I forgot the offensive lineman for the New England Patriots. He's gonna be in the fray. You're gonna have a lot of different people from the ESPN side of things debuting on Undisputed. Okay, but First Take. But we're gonna have to wait and see. But all right, so now Ticket TV is talking about the ratings, which I tried to. I tried to search for the ratings. I think it's a little too early to get the actual numbers. He feels like the ratings are off, and it would not. And Fox Sports 1 isn't happy, and best believe Fox Sports 1. And he talked about how Fox Sports 1 may just can Undisputed, and I just think that is totally false. And I just don't think I think Ticket TV has an issue with Skip Bayless, how he treated Shannon Sharpe, and that's fine and all, but you shouldn't let your emotions get the best of you when you're doing commentary on a certain subject. You shouldn't have favorites. I don't have favorites. I don't pick sides. I just tell you guys what I think about whatever we're talking about. Okay. But anywho, that's what he does. That's what he wants to do. Okay. So I will say this, Fox Sports 1, is, Undisputed is pretty much their most popular show on the Fox Sports 1 lineup. Okay? Now, despite, it doesn't matter how you feel about it, it just simply is. All right? Now, if you want to say, well, wait a minute, the Herd show is pretty popular too, okay, we can have that discussion, and I can clearly tell you, okay, well, Undisputed and the Herd show are their two most popular shows. Their two most successful shows. I'm not going to argue with you on anything like that. But when you start saying that First Things First is better than Undisputed, when you start saying Speak is more better than Undisputed, the Carson show is more better than Undisputed, that's when, you're just allowing your emotions to get the best of you, okay? Fox Sports 1 invests a lot of time, resources, and money on, Undisputed, as well as the Herd show. Now, they try to treat them all the same, but we do know the shows that bring the viewership and the money. Okay, and the other shows are just fill-ins, all right? I've said this 1,000 times about the other shows. Have nothing against the other shows. I do have something against the Carson show. Now, they done some interesting hirings on that show, and we'll see how it pans out for them this year. I talked about their fall lineup last year, what I thought about each of the shows and what I thought about the Carson show. Not going to go into full details about it. Just go check out that video, okay? So, I understand there's a lot of people out there that don't like Skip Bayless for whatever reason. And some people just didn't like Skip Bayless when he was doing Undisputed with Shannon Sharpe. And everyone thinks that Shannon Sharpe got a unfair deal. Okay? A lot of people think that the reason why Shannon Sharpe is not there is because of Skip Bayless. A lot of people have made multiple videos and multiple claims that the reason why Nick Wright didn't make any more appearances on Undisputed is because of Skip Bayless. Okay, and that can all be true because at the end of the day, folks, Undisputed is Skip Bayless's show. Okay, Skip Bayless does not share this show with anybody. Okay, and I remember people making the same type of critiques and criticisms about Stephen A. Smith when Stephen A. Smith, no longer wanted to do First Take with Max Kellerman. And the producers over at ESPN said, okay, well, we're going to have to make a move. We're going to have to move Max Kellerman elsewhere. And because First Take is Stephen A. Smith's show. Now, and people were critical about that move. How can Stephen A. Smith exercise? How can they just give him that power? Okay. Max Kellerman was doing so good, this, that, and the third. But if Stephen A. Smith isn't happy with Max Kellerman, well, who you think's going to go first? Stephen A. Smith or Max Kellerman? Okay, come on, let's just be real about this. And I think the same thing happened with Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless. At the end of the day, they got a lot of money tied and invested to Skip Bayless. Undisputed is his show. He produces it. He micromanages it. They're going to do exactly what Skip Bayless want on his own show. But as far as Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, and we made multiple videos about this was clearly a money move. Shannon Sharpe felt like he has done enough to be in that A tier. I felt like Shannon Sharpe has done enough to be in that A tier that's going to get that bag. You're giving it to Stephen A. Smith over there at ESPN. You're giving it to Skip Bayless over there at Fox Sports 1. You just gave a bag to Pat McAfee to join ESPN. How come Shannon Sharpe can't be in that tier? He has done enough. All right. But the executives the powers that be at Fox Sports 1 felt like, he didn't deserve that type of money. All right. And it's easier to get rid of somebody when there's constant speculation that, him and Skip Bayless didn't see eye to eye. It's easier to get rid of a money situation by just covering up the fact, well, they just couldn't get along, and that's why Shannon Sharpe went elsewhere. Even though Shannon Sharpe publicly, privately, on his own social media page, gave Skip Bayless his flowers and still has respect for Skip Bayless. So despite how many videos you guys make, and same to you, Ticket TV, despite how many videos you guys make, despite how many live streams you make, and you keep pushing the narrative of the reason why Shannon Sharpe is not at Fox Sports 1 is because of Skip Bayless, no matter how many times you say it, is further from the truth. Shannon Sharpe even admit to it not being true. This was a money issue between Shannon Sharpe and Fox Sports 1. And I remember talking about the possible destinations where Shannon Sharpe could go because I felt like he did enough to get that A-tier type of money. Remember, we had those conversations. I talked about ESPN. I talked about FanDuel. I talked about Amazon, a possibility with Apple, or just simply just going independent. And I thought he had all of those options, but when when the rubber meets the road and you see what Shannon Sharpe is doing now, pretty much, offering his services everywhere. He's doing 2 segments at ESPN, Monday and Tuesday on football season. Club Shay Shay is going to be exclusively with The Volume, Colin Cowherd's digital network. All right. He also going to be doing some exclusive content for Colin Cowherd's a digital platform. He's still going to go independent. He still has his YouTube channel. All right. And, that's the way he's moving. So one has to assume, okay, we talk about all these big networks that would probably be interested in Shannon Sharpe. And then Shannon Sharpe chose this layout. It's one or two things. Either Shannon Sharpe just wants the freedom and the flexibility to do whatever he wants to do. He's getting bags, but he's not getting the biggest bag. Or those proposals are just not out there. Maybe FanDuel was lukewarm with Shannon Sharpe. Maybe Amazon didn't have any desire to have Shannon Sharpe. Okay. Maybe Apple wasn't that serious in investing in Shannon Sharpe. Okay. Those are possibilities. Or he probably just, had some type of agreement with these guys, and he at the last minute said, you know what, I don't want to go that route. Okay. Or he just accepted what was in front of him at that particular time. No one knows, and I don't think no one's going to know for a while. All right. But eventually it's going to come out. So, look, Shannon Sharpe is still doing good. All right. He's getting his money. Skip Bayless is going to continue to get his money and continue to have his show. Stephen A. Smith is going to continue to have his money, continue to have his own show. And when you hear the talk of ESPN maybe in a partnership with Apple or Apple buying ESPN, that's the latest rumor of in the rumor mill. That tells me if that goes down, Stephen A. Smith is going to be with ESPN for a long time. All right. But that's another video for another time. And we talked about that on a video. Just go check out that video for yourself. But yeah, this is not a diss or an attack at Ticket TV. I just thought that Ticket TV was being a little unrealistic about his critiques and criticisms about the new format of Undisputed. Now, I watched Wednesday's show. It was a 3-man show, and I think they're only going to utilize Michael Irvin when Shannon Sharpe makes his appearance on ESPN. And we haven't even seen the other shoe drop with what else Shannon Sharpe is going to do with ESPN. Is he going to, You know, I'm pretty sure there's more to it than just being on Undisputed Mondays and Tuesdays. Who knows? They might be having something, new programming that's going to be for Shannon Sharpe, that it's going to debut on ESPN Plus or in the afternoons at ESPN, or right after Pat McAfee or before Pat McAfee. Or First Take, right after First Take. I don't know. Is he going to be on ESPN radio? So we don't know the full perspective of his contract with ESPN. And if he's doing other things with ESPN, then one can assume that he's getting that bag and he deserves that bag. All right. But if this is just only part-time at First Take and then he's doing other things, then you have to wonder, were the offers there for Shannon Sharpe? But anywho, that's all I got to say. I'll talk to you guys later. And once again, I'm not disrespecting Ticket TV. I'm not attacking the messenger. I'm only attacking the message. So guys, I will see you in the next video. All right, deuces.